drilling starts. Howdy and welcome to London Creative, out and about again in London. A very central and very iconic setting, directly underneath St Paul's Cathedral. If you've already subscribed, and you'll know that we've been doing the Capital Ring walk around the suburbs and outskirts of London. We're like about it and thought we could do better. Well, we're putting our mouths where our money is and our money where our mouths is, that's something like that. And we're going to do our own walk. And today is part one of the Climbing Moss, because that's our blog, Heart of London walk. So the Climbing Moss Heart of London walk. And section one, for us, we figured we should start in the most iconic place and that point in London that you must be able to see from anywhere else in London, supposedly, St Paul's Cathedral. And we're going to head out and back towards a section that was actually on the Capital Ring, which is the marshes, the Hackney and Walthamstow Marshes, but on a slightly different route. If you want to see more of these out and about in London walks and the Heart of London walk, then you should hit subscribe and come back each week for more. As you probably know, if you don't know, if you're new here, I'm Nick. This is my channel. This is Tora. She's on this quite a lot. She's always with me on these walks. I'm born and bred London. I'm literally born 400 metres that way in St Bartholomew. Tora was not born here. Where were you? Tell them where you're from.
I'm Australian and then I moved to Arizona. Then here.
And then here. Her parents are English, but she was born in Australia and moved around. And we have this thing, which is tangled and is an absolute pest when we walk with her. When she's not on the lead, she's called Solar. When she is on the lead, she's called Pest, Stop It, Tug, Oi, and a number of other really annoying, anything you can call her to try and stop her from pulling like lunatic. When we did the Capital Ring, we kind of came up with some requirements, and we're going to carry them on in this. We will always be on the search for coffee. Black Sheep coffee from over there is so far. We'll find some more. This walk will take in more nature and stay less on tarmac and more on grass. It will detour for coffee shops and pubs. Other requirements: we'll always seek out squirrels because we have a social squirrel scout. We will probably look out for things nailed to a tree, like bird boxes and numbers and so forth.
Hi, there will be 2 magpies.
There'll be 2 magpies. Tora will take photos all the way around of nature.
We will have some sort of K-pop.
There'll be some sort of K-pop references. I've got my Nitsy squishies and she's got shoes on that are related. There'll be something like that. And let's see what we find. That's enough. Before we get going, Black Sheep coffee from the kiosk by Paternoster Square. We would rate 3.5 stars out of 5. Again, all of these details about the walk and our coffee reviews are on our blog, climbingmoss.com. Climbing-moss. It'll be that link there. So if you want to find out where to get coffee that's not from Pret a Costa or something around London, that's the thing. Also, and if you want to find out the details of these walks, they'll all be on there too. And we'll make a map. We've already made a map. See? I already made a map. See? It looks like a heart. And she starts. And now what we do, this dog will only pull, and we'll try to attack any form of nature.
On you to cry. You decided it was time for him to fly. inside your heart tells you let go. Time to leave the past, you did what you knew. Slow down and rest.
The Barbican Centre. Originally built as social housing, most of it now owned. Extremely hard to get a flat in the Barbican these days.
Memories unfold, hidden secrets, shimmering gold behind closed eyes, where the shadows.
So this is the LSO London Symphony Orchestra's rehearsal room, and this is where I learnt to sing. Well, I could sing before, but I was in the LSO choir here for about 5 years with the choir master Gareth Malone, who's now probably Sir Gareth Malone by now. Quick little thing, when they reconstructed this, they realised that there was subsidence in the buildings, and also because there was a cow burial ground here, and they dug it all out, and in doing so they realised that the church had sunk away. Notice how the window sills all warp and sink. There was the only way to compensate to make it fit. Highmonger Road baths. If you get here and you need a wee, they will let you in, you just have to ask. But this used to be the bathhouse. It still has the sign for baths and a laundry, etc. Before most houses had indoor plumbing, this was one of the places where you'd come for a bath once a week. And this man's shouting. And there were rows and rows of baths in little cubicles, and people would sit in there and you'd get about 2 or 3 inches of warm water, and then the rest could be cold. And you'd have to pay per whatever, I don't even know, because it's well before my time, but it was what my nan used to tell me. They used to come here and then you'd sit in the cubicle and shout out more hot in number 4, and you'd have like allocation, I think it was like 15 minutes to have a bath. Old stories my nan used to tell me. Someone's called Britannia. This is known simply as the Brit by locals. It's an old workhouse building, that's why there's a water fountain.
And closed eyes.
The Eagle, as mentioned, in up and down the city road, in and out the Eagle, that's the way the money goes. Hop goes the weasel.
Sing it aloud, you've written every word. Oh, out of the silence and into the unknown. Louder, louder, let go.
Another pub, one well worth it. Detour around the corner of the Shepherdess Walk Park is the Wenlock Arms. Proper English sort of East End pub, even though it's actually in the city. Sells about 20 different types of craft beer. It's a decent little thing. You still get people on a Sunday afternoon playing the piano and singing in there, if that's your sort of thing. Tora absolutely hates it. The Shepherdess Walk Roman-esque memorial. There is a Schultz video of this. As you can see. Quite cool. So, a little detour into Shepherdess Walk so that we can basically walk through this tunnel.
Memories unfold, hidden secrets, and shimmering gold behind closed eyes.
Okay, photo opportunity. I've always wanted to include this. Take the photo of the sisters. The 5 boats. Holly, Rosie, Poppy, Daisy and Lily.
Behind closed eyes, behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way.
The Rosemary Branch, another really good pub, local knowledge. That was the 1s and that was the 2s back in the 70s and 80s. My aunt and uncle owned that. and it used to be a nice pub. And that was the Punk's pub back in the 70s, where punk music first was played live. Home Bridge. We're now walking past what must be considered my home bridge.
Everybody out in the world, stop messing around. Calling all you freaks and nerds, you're just missing what you want. My brother's going down the drain.
This is absolutely enormous. 70 foot by 12 foot.
It's okay, we'll all soon be gone. Hey, what's the matter?
And that is another huge boat.
In the moment when the world went by, but everything's alright. We don't give a damn this time.
And this sells gas, diesel and coal. Two boats tied together. One's a butty, doesn't have an engine, and one's got the engine and pulls. We're detouring off here for coffee. There's enough of them. Are you tired? Are you ready to go? Coffee review.
What do you think?
A black Americano is a flat white with no milk. How does that work? Yeah, 2.5. And strong cold climbing wall. First climbing wall we've come past. We're going to go past a couple. I'll go near a few. Somehow I don't think I could afford that. Anyone want to buy a nice boat? It's nice. What would you say? 170? Oh, it's called Harriet, my nan's name. Yeah. Destined to never buy that boat. The size of these are huge. Good girl. Drink more. And have one from each bowl. It's a pavilion coffee and restaurant next to the boating lake. The coffee's terrible. Don't come here if you can help it. There's another coffee shop up that way, which isn't bad. Slowly. Wait. She's better off the lead than she is on the lead. We'll go along here. Did you find it? Where was it? The ball! You found the ball! Yeah! Solo, do you want to go in water? If he's in there, I'm sure you're allowed in there. Right, last one. One, two, and three magpies. Yeah, mushrooms. The hub is the better place to get coffee. The alcoves that used to be on London Bridge, they took them off in order to repair the bridge with the intention of putting them back on. Of course, they then sold London Bridge, minus these alcoves. Obviously, then didn't have anywhere to put them back on, so they've remained here ever since, in storage. Another pub, Lord Napier. No clue what's like here. Train station. And we're going along here. This is a route we used to do going to the Hackney boulder project. One of the best walls in London, wasn't it? So small, and I think it just had a really nice atmosphere. Very friendly. It makes a big difference in.
And we're not 1,000 over.
Yeah, there was a whole wall.
Real climbing.
Yeah, there was
Not
an actual.
just dangling.
Yeah, there was one room which was an overhang, and the other room was a big slab and upright and height too. It's still here as a building, but it's finally all been boarded up and closed off. But that was the Hackney Boulder project. And we are now back to where we started the worst section of the Cathedral ring.
Brothers going down the drain. My sister's living the dream. But everybody's singing along. It's okay, we'll all soon be gone.
Ah, the washing line. Head into Wick Woodland. Yeah, Solo just yanked me backwards just now, and then like, there's appeared to have found a chuck-it ball. You found a chuck-it ball. Show me. Solo. You got a ball? Yeah. Are you tired? You got the towels between the legs.
Honey, do you want me to carry you for a bit?
She's got a ball. She's contented for a minute. We're nearly at the pub, Solo. Hello, dog. Over there, across there, and the last of the River Lee for today. We're going over there. I'm thirsty. Cheers. Right, we've made it to the Princess of Wales pub. The end of section 1 of the Climbing Moss Heart of London walk. If you follow along or want to see more, then you know what to do. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, leave comments down below. If you're not already, please subscribe to see more of these, and follow the link below to find our blog and details of the walk. Until next time, cheers. Battery's dying, so I've got to say goodbye. Bye.
Cleaver.
Clever touch, not cleaver. Cleaver's got an A in it.
It does?
Yes. For reference, public toilet. You have to ask. Ball. No, it's not your ball. Oh, so low every time. And she runs past and we try and catch up.
I thought that was you.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, okay, hi.
Hi, running, now moving. Grumpy woman. Tora walking through that tunnel, got her feet wet. She's now going to fall over because the shoes have got no grip whatsoever.
They're still good shoes.
So there has to find a ball, and if she doesn't find a ball, she gets grumpy. She's been let off the lead and she's found a tennis ball.
Hi.
When we get home, they'll go in a bucket and she won't want to play with it ever again.